Right, good afternoon. Welcome to this weather update. It's around 3:30 p.m. on on March the 3rd, 2019. Yeah, February. It's March already. I know. Gotta get used to that. Anyway, here comes our storm. It's like it's moving a little bit faster than we originally thought. So the precipitation is going to start probably in the next couple of hours on Long Island. However, as you can see, it appears to be rain. So it will be starting as rain and not snow. But we are under a winter storm warning, so we'll just get a closer look at this radar here to show you here that it is starting as rain, and the snow is pretty much confined to the extreme northern and western areas of New Jersey and into not even, you got to go far into Pennsylvania. So you can see the way it's kind of setting up already by looking at this radar. However, we are under a winter storm warning. The Weather Service does have us under a winter storm warning for our area. I'm not going to read the briefing because we got a lot to go. We have to go over these models and show you what the latest is. This is the 12Z run of the GFS, and you can see it looks like it keeps a lot of us as rain. For this particular run, and then on the back side it could be a burst of heavy snow. So it's really very tricky, this storm. Very tricky is the forecast exactly what's going to happen with it. Let's see what the GFS leaves for total snowfall. Yeah, so it literally, the resolution, it gives Ocean County absolutely nothing. I don't know why they have Ocean County under a winter storm warning. I don't think that's necessary. I don't think they're going to see much. But parts of Long Island could, but the resolution is so low, literally, on this model. So it really is hard to say exactly what Long Island is going to get. You can see it's just like dots, but it looks like it would generally be around 4 to 5 inches on Long Island with this model, anyway. So let's just go back to this, and we'll next look at the NAM and see how the NAM interprets the storm. Move this back. Alright, so the NAM, this is what it looks like now, and it looks pretty close. No, it's a little off. The NAM's got a little bit of a cold bias, slight cold bias, and it brings heavy snow. The NAM keeps... it looks like it has Ocean County as heavy rain. It looks like it starts as heavy snow, and then it goes over to heavy rain. And this is the 18Z, so this is the latest run. And then some. Look at that really heavy rain just off to our south, and then we might wind up getting into that too. This storm is going to rapidly strengthen according to this, so it's going to bring a lot of precipitation for sure. Let's see what the NAM has for total snowfall. I bet it's going to be a lot higher. Yeah, the NAM is a little more toward 7-8 inches. A little more toward that. But you can see there's a sharp cutoff just north of maybe Route 195 in New Jersey. I think the NAM is slightly cold on this. I think it may have a slight, does have a tendency to have a cold bias. Let me just take a look at the total accumulated precip, because there's going to be a lot of precip falling on this. Yeah. Between 1 and 2 inches of liquid equivalent on the NAM, so that's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. However, I don't know. The NAM seems just a slight cold bias when you take a look and you match it up with the current radar that we have. So again, we can go and we take a look at the time, which is right around, I would say, right now 21Z. All right, it's a little slow, first of all. And you can also see when we match it up with the radar, that line is way into Pennsylvania, and this has the line. Well, it looks fairly accurate, but it's slow. It's slow, and it does have. It seems like the line is fairly close. It's really we're just right on the line. So this makes this a very hard, very challenging weather forecast. Literally, you're going to have a line between heavy snow and heavy rain within a matter of miles. One area could be pouring rain, and then other area could be pouring snow. It's going to be one of those storms for sure. And take a look at that model. Look at that. That's just insane. This makes this very hard to forecast. All right, let's go ahead and look at some other models. Let's go and look at the HRRR. Because we have enough of that in now. So again, it has it starting as rain. Literally, that line is literally right over us. HRRR might be a little too far to the south on that. Let's see how much snow it's going to bring. Well, it's going to be a mess because what's going to happen is you're going to have heavy snow and heavy rain, and it's going to be a lot of slush. Look at this. Yeah, HRRR, look at that, how that line sets up. Literally, some parts of Long Island could see barely an inch or two, and then other parts could see 7 or 8 inches. So that line is literally going to be right on top of Long Island. It's insane. This is insane the way this is setting up. Just insane. Let's go and look at... oh, no, that's not what I meant to hit. Let's go look at the RGEM as I'm going through all the models here. Every single one of them. Let's look at the RGEM. Alright, so here's the RGEM. And again, it seems like that is just the slightest cold bias. And see, as the precipitation gets heavier, it cools the air column down so we get heavy snow. And look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. That line between heavy snow and heavy rain literally is so close to Long Island. And it makes this very, very, very hard to forecast. Very hard, especially for Long Island. Very hard. Literally, we're right on the line. So let's take a look and see what the total snowfall is on this one. So again, it has parts of Long Island even getting double digits. This might be a little too much. Or Gemma tends to overdo it a little bit. But you can see the general idea that's setting up in the models here. And that is that we're literally right on the line of this. Let's take a look at the HDRPS. We're right on the line of this. I think that I don't know. I don't think the precip field does not look like that at all on the radar. So it might just be scattered a little too much, but still we have to look at every one. That also has some Long Island, some really heavy snow. So let's. I mean, this is going to be the biggest snowfall of the season. All right, so if you want a decent snowfall, you got it. Hopefully, but it could also be heavy rain. All right, so 7, 8 inches on the HDRPS. Man, I'll tell you, these models are just crazy. They're all over the place. All over the place. And there's the NAM. I'm not even going to talk about the skies. All right, I'm not even going to talk about that. We got this very complicated storm to deal with. So now we'll go over the weather briefing here, latest briefing on the winter storm from the National Weather Service. And winter storm warning in effect for our area. Heavy snow, snowfall rates up to 1 to 2 inches an hour. So there will be heavy snow. This develops late Sunday afternoon, ending by noon Monday. Snowfall 4 to 6 inches possible. This is Long Island now, so that was the lower Hudson Valley. Covered roads, difficult travel, scattered power outages due to the heavy wet snow, because it will be a very wet snow. Developing early Sunday evening and ending by daybreak Monday. Alright, so kind of has us in the middle there. This is their forecast, so they have giving us 5 inches. And there could be more mixing, so this is the heavy snow. The higher end amount forecast that they're issuing, and this is the low amount forecast. All right, uncertainty, and this is the issue that we're talking about here, the uncertainty, and it's really going to make it extremely hard to make this. I'm going to actually be bringing you a snowfall map next, and this is going to be my best guess as to what I think is going to happen across Long Island and our New York area. So that will be next. Alright, so the final portion of this video, I'm going to go over what I think is going to happen. As you can see, the line is going to be so close. And so I honestly think most of Ocean County, you're only going to get an inch or so. I don't know why there is a winter storm warning in effect for you guys. That includes Toms River and places like that. Then we go north into Monmouth County. I think then you're going to start to see a little more snow in the 2 to 4 inch range. Still not enough to be a winter storm warning, however. And then we go further north, like a little bit in the middle of Sussex County, and then this 2 to 4 line that also involves Monmouth County also goes over the extreme south shore of Long Island. So anywhere I would say from Sunrise Highway on southward, you're probably going to see 2 to 4 inches. That might include most of the South Fork because there will be a lot of rain. I think there's going to be heavy rain for you. I think there might be snow mixing with rain, but I think in the end, I think there'll be a period of really heavy rain, and then it'll end as snow, and then maybe you'll pick up a little more to get closer to 4, maybe. So these areas will experience mixing. I think it's guaranteed. So anywhere from this line on southward. Once we go north of that, then it gets a little more tricky. I think there may be some slight mixing, but it won't be a changeover. So again, south of this line here, Sunrise Highway, there probably will be a changeover to rain. All right. But once we head north into the central part, I'm mainly going to talk about Long Island now. The central part of Long Island, that include Mineola, Hicksville, most areas along the main line, the middle of the island. I think could be some mixing with rain. However, this area will experience some heavy snow too. Literally, you could go back and forth between heavy snow and heavy rain. And here I think they're going to be 3 to 5 inches, probably more toward 5 the more north you go toward the LIE. And then north of this line, 6 to 8. So the North Shore of Long Island, anything north of the LIE, basically 6 to 8 inches. I don't think there's going to be much mixing at all. The only thing that's kind of going to hold back the accumulation, I think, is just the fact it's been so warm. So it's going to take a little bit to accumulate, but it will. Any area north of this 2 to 4 line will see roadway accumulation. And it will be a slushy mix when it mixes over to rain or changes over to rain. We don't know exactly where this line is going to set up. That's what makes this forecast so hard and so challenging. We literally don't know. But I'm saying that if you're on the South Shore, Sunrise Highway, southward, it's probably not going to be that bad for you. There will probably be a lot of heavy rain and maybe a little bit of snow. Middle of the island, it might go back and forth between heavy snow and heavy rain. It's going to literally a couple of miles can separates an area that's just snowing very heavily and from an area that's raining very heavily. That's the thing. This thing is going to dump a lot of moisture on us. We just don't know exactly the form it's going to be in. And then north of the LIE, this is where I think there'll be very little mixing, and this is where there could be some really heavy snow. In fact, I really should be putting a plus here because they might even be higher than 8-inch accumulation. Though I don't think they're going to be any double-digit accumulations. But it will come down very heavy, and this is going to be overnight. Good thing is it's in the wee hours of the morning. It should wrap up hopefully by the end of the mail. It's going to impact the morning commute, so allow yourself extra time Monday morning. But this is what I think is going to happen. A very challenging storm, and once it gets started, I'll have another weather update for you much later on in the night once things really get going, and we'll see where things stand. But this is going to be, it's probably one of the more challenging storms that I've had to forecast in a long time because literally you have a heavy precipitation event, but that line between the rain and the snow is literally right over us or so close to us. It makes it very hard to forecast exactly what's going to happen. But this is my best guess. Oh, and of course, New York City, I think is going to see 6 to 8 inches for sure. Most of it, except for southeastern Queens and maybe southern Brooklyn. The cold air is going to hang in there, and of course, north of the city. These are the areas that are going to get impacted the worst. New York City, figure Manhattan, the Bronx, northeast New Jersey, Hudson Valley, Connecticut. They will all get impacted the hardest by this. But anyway, I will have another update for you later on tonight on this weather event here. Probably the biggest winter storm of the season. So, if hopefully we get a little more snow than a little more rain, just because we need to have some snowfall this winter. But it's just so hard to guess. Unfortunately, it's going to be the heavy, wet snow. Because we just don't have the really cold air in place. If we did have really cold air in place, we'd be talking about a foot of snow at least. So we'd be talking about a blizzard, but we don't really have the really cold air in place. It's very marginal, and that's what makes this forecast so difficult. So thank you for watching, and again, I'll try to have another update for you later on, much later on in the night. And if you're traveling late tonight or tomorrow, please take caution and be safe. Thank you for watching.